NERDSoul.
Batting some of the hex away just kind of shows that, okay, playtime is over. We're not doing this. Not today, Satan.
Yeah. She could have even said that too. She'd have been like, Scarlet Witch, you're like, not today, Satan. Excuse me? You heard what I said.
She would have hit him with that Dragon Ball Z joint, which I'd be like, oh snap.
Right.
And that's why I got to give a shout out to Catherine Hahn, because there's actually memes of Catherine Hahn where she's doing like she's winking. And I love the memes of Catherine Hahn. They were like, this is the 53% that voted for Trump. So people, the memers are getting the jokes with Catherine Hahn, and it works because it's like, this is your typical, your white friend that's plotting to get you.
We talked about the white friend plotting against you when we talked about, I think this was you and I, Jason. I can't remember when we were talking about Watchmen. He was essentially her surrogate father. They had dinner together. They were singing songs together. They had dinner together.
Children were in the house, and and then
he had the KKK cape on in all its glory.
He had a KKK shrine in that piece.
Yeah,
it was
a shrine.
Sounds about white.
Set her up.
Sounds about white.
We didn't even talk about Mephisto. Like, no Mephisto?
It's not.
What?
It's not.
Loki. I think if they do it, it's Loki, because they have an Easter egg in the Loki trailer. I think we were talking about.
What's the Easter egg?
So there's a scene in the Loki trailer where Owen Wilson is looking at a little girl, and they have in between them, there's a stained glass window. And the stained glass window has the moon for Moon Knight, but also has this red-looking demon dude right in the middle of it.
Oh, I'm gonna have to go back and watch it. I thought the Loki trailer was dope. Like, I don't even like Loki like that, but like I thought that trailer.
I'm looking.
I think it's gonna be like a Quantum Leap, where he just run around doing stupid stuff as different Lokis, and you just gonna have fun with it.
I mean, you got this man doing like DB Cooper kind of shit, like, it looks so dope, man. I am so in. I heard like a rumor, and I don't know if this is true. Like, apparently Kang might show up at the end of the series.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Well,
like, I don't know.
The only thing is,
I don't know
like,
where
people were
Kang
saying
is going
to show up at the end of this show, and I
ain't
was like,
trusting no more rumors on TV shows. No more.
A missed opportunity, and that's why it gets on my nerves when Marvel cultivates these little theories and shit. They be like, yo.
Because honestly, if you got rid of the first 2 episodes and let them be kind of like vicariously told through episode 3, which they sort of were recounted in episode 3 anyway, you put those 2 episodes on the back end, and now you have time for Strange to come through and be like, enough is enough. Like, what are you doing here? What is this?
Contractually, you have Cumberbatch, right? And you're filming the other movie anyway, right? So why not just throw him in there? Like, people go crazy.
It would have made sense for someone like Strange to come through, or even Voodoo to come through. Somebody to be like,
leave Voodoo out of this, so he could be like, we gotta save her, y'all.
Oh yeah, we gotta save her. She took
dynamite.
But I assume making something this large throws the energies out of balance. You can't have a statement saying protecting your reality, Dick, in a movie, and then not protect reality.
Where are the rest of the Avengers in general, yo? Like, where these hoes at?
Chillin? Killing people of color in Asia.
Dang.
My bad. That was before the Infinity War. That was before.
Well, he was on a world tour killing brown and black.
Yep. He was killing Asian people. Then he was killing
he killed the cartel. Yeah, he killed the cartel before he went to Asia.
Yep. You know what I mean? Apparently, there's no stops in Sweden, Germany, UK. No stops. No stops around there.
He could have stayed. He could have stayed.
He could go to the real mob. No, he gotta culture appropriate people and kill them.
Well, right. He could have stayed in America and took care of some of these militia fuzz, you know, but you know,
yeah, you know, can't do that. They shoot guns and bows and arrows together. It's hot.
Yeah, you know.
Oh, no.
I'm like, and that's the tough thing about having. That's the sad thing about Black Lightning leaving as far as the show, because it is the only show where you have Black people act like they're normal Black people. Like you have Black people like, oh, stuff going on in the hood, I'm gonna try to fix it. You don't never see, and I got love for Captain America, but I can't remember, and I haven't read a lot of Captain America books, but I don't ever remember him saying, yo, Avengers, check it, yo, this is crazy stuff going on called white supremacy, we gotta stop it. Or like, yo, in the hood, yo, we gotta get these guys out the hood because working class folks can't operate. You know what I'm saying?
America wasn't built on that though, so they're not gonna do that.
That's why that Justice episode in Watchmen was so touching for multiple people, because Hooded Justice he wanted to do the right damn thing, even dealing with all of his stuff, and he wanted to like let's do this. I got them hands, let's do it. And you know his love was like, well, that's your people problem. But come over here.
And then after all that, he handled that shit though. See, that's the point. For so many years in fiction, superhero fiction in general, you know, the Black character might see the problem, but they don't fix it. Hooded Justice went to the hood and burnt that motherfucker down.
As much as you say I came from Marvel, I love Watchmen because that was perfect. Yeah.
Now
and killed all of them bastards.
The funny thing, because I remember watching this show and I paused. I was watching one wife. I paused it. I was like, there was a scene where, you know, the guy he was sleeping around on his wife with the other dude at the time. Yeah. And this is when he finds out, like, yo, you ain't gonna help me out, right? I was like, here's right here, what they're showing us is you can give them your respect, your dignity,
and your booty,
your body, and they still won't help you. I was like, let this be a reminder. And I was like, and Lisa was like, you can't say that online though. I was like, nah.
That was powerful shit.
And that's just like when people be like, I'm not racist, I sleep with Black people. No, yes, you can be.
You're still racist.
You still be racist.
Yeah, like they just
that's racism with benefits. Racist with benefits.
That's what it is, a kink. You a whole kink out here.
Nah, that was powerful, man. When he was on the phone, he was like, yo, like, I found Cyclops. It's, you know, here in the hood. He was like,
I solved the case. I cracked the case.
He was like, nah, boo, we don't do that here. Won't you come over later? Come through later.
And took the weapon of mass destruction and used it against them. Hallelujah. Perfect. Like, golly, that's beautiful.
Perfect. So perfect. That's one of the best episodes of television I've ever watched.
Yeah, that joint was very telling. That whole show was interesting, to say the least. Like
I personally enjoyed it.
Places they held back.
What's so funny?
Yeah. Towards the end,
the hoteps who are mad talking about they ain't want a season 2. I'm like, that wasn't the purpose of the show. It's a limited series, y'all.
Yeah.
Like,
I honestly rather them leave it where it is than try
mess
to do
with it
some
more
and mess it up.
Yeah,
just leave it alone.
Because once
to your magic, to your mind, what would she do? Just like what would they do? They answer the question. If you got Horseshack's journal and everybody learned, and then you wind up with the super KKK. And then
you gave a Horseshack's journal from Welcome Back, Kotter.
Well, you know. Horseshack, whatever his name is.
Horseshack is a whole nother movie.
Horseshack journal. That would be fire if she got Horseshack journal. I personally would love to see her like fix the world as Dr. Manhattan, but I don't think it needs a season 2 because I don't want him to fuck it up. Like once that bigger money gets involved, then you start pushing the Black writers to the back and things start getting really weird.
And if you really want to tie stuff together, what's crazy is Dr. Manhattan is a whole killer out here. He didn't get right till he got with a Black woman. He is a murderer.
Right?
He became a whole Black man.
Think about
going
it.
black will set your ass back on track. Black will set you back on track.
Yeah, his credit started getting good and everything. Boy, he was like,
he was fine after that.
He was learning.
But I like what the father said at the end. He was like, feel like he could have did more, and it's true.
Yeah,
it's like you got this dude that has all this power, and those things are wrong. But he's like, you know what? Let me just pretend like I don't have power for a long time.
Well, and that's the thing, right? Like that's what's so genuine about that show is those little things and that's what I'm talking about in terms of Monica. I ain't saying, look, I don't expect white people to write us as what we are necessarily, but like that little tidbit speaks volumes for the show. He could have did more. Like that's exactly what I would have said. They could have did so much more.
You at least have people.
Oh, go ahead.
Who write. And the white dude said I had to get some black people in the right room to listen to him. So look what you got.
Right. The arguably one of the most critically acclaimed show of 2000. What was that? 2019.
19, I think. 19.
Yeah, the pandemic's been so long, wasn't it?
I know. Everything.
The 20 years of 2020.
Together.
And now we all wearing masks like the police, like
But I will say when I've seen, we all see these situations happening online. I'm like, look, they're gonna keep on messing around until like a real Black Punisher comes out. Like they're gonna mess around and make like a real somebody. There's gonna be some ex-military dude because technically it's already happened before.
I was about to say,
there's gonna be can't think of his name, but somebody gonna come out
Washington,
and be like,
the guy in Washington that was shooting from the trunk.
Yo, and then there was another guy that was killing cops that was here in California, right? He was ex-military too.
Like the cat that ran to the woods and then they like burned the house down or something like that.
Yeah. So I'm like, look, y'all keep on playing. Y'all, it's gonna be some ex-military dude, and he's just gonna start capping. Like y'all, look.
What's gonna happen has sort of already happened in its early stages. What's gonna happen is they gonna fuck around and have like that Civil War energy where niggas really overthrow the government is the problem. Like they keep letting this shit fester, and these people get bolder and bolder, and they're idiots, but eventually they're gonna get it right. It only takes one time, and they keep threatening.
Look how they're not really doing much about it now.
Yeah, they don't. Remember, there was a lot of talk about arrests, and now all of a sudden it's just disappeared. Like who's got arrested?
Only consequences stop people from doing things. If they know they can
punish them,
you have to punish them. Like
Trump all of those people should have been.
You can leave it open. We're not recording.
Like all of those people should have been called to jail, but they weren't. So now you essentially have, a section of people that are kind of immune from jail to a certain degree, unless you do something like crazy. And even when you do something crazy, they're trying to be nice to you. Like if you're a teenager that runs over 3 people on the side of the road, then they're like, oh, or if you're a dude that rapes his sister, they're like, oh, well, maybe like, a couple of months. Or
you're vegan and they treat you special in jail.
Yeah, there's a girl passed out by a dumpster and you rape her and they're like, oh, well, hey, it's just a couple of minutes of action. Like,
but all of that shit builds up. It's built up.
Or you take your son to another state to shoot people. Like, bruh. If it was a Black woman that took her Black son to go kill white people, they would have been revoking all Black driver licenses this month.
And it's not even as crazy. It's not even as like at this point it's beyond if it was a Black person. Like it's literally an army essentially went into the Capitol and smeared shit on the walls. And there's no consequences for this. They stole classified documents. Yeah. I mean, everything everything that they told you America would never allow
is what they allow.
Is what they allow as long as it's white people.
On that point, I remember when Obama was first elected, and there was a guy on talk radio This is when I was living in Virginia, back in VA. He was like, well, me and my militia, such and such, he named them or whatever. He was like, we're going to take the Capitol back. And I was like, ha. I was like, you can't do that. You got Virginia State Police, Maryland State Police, you got DC Capitol Police, you got Secret Service, like, and then the National Guard if they even have to call them in. Bruh, there's no way you can get to the Capitol. Ha, I was wrong. I was wrong.
Because it was an inside thing.
One of the articles I was reading was like, black people in DC was like, yo, you can't even run up the stairs crazy. Like, they will take your ass and bring your ass to jail. Like, how did this happen? Like, people are stymied as to how it happened. But Joy is right. Like, you're right. Yeah. Like,
you've seen them. You saw them on the police were literally like waving them in and taking pictures and being like, oh, come on, guys, it's fun. What?
Let's do this, y'all. I mean, they really thought that it was like
it's a party.
It was going down. Like they thought today was the day that Trump was about to do his king shit.
It was like a tour. It was like a walking tour of the Capitol. Right. They just happened to have guns and masks, and it was like a masquerade tour.
They beat an officer to death.
I mean,
they beat an officer. Like
he wasn't. We didn't beat him to death. He more so like got in the way.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine if they had caught up to Pelosi or AOC or somebody like? And they just treat it like, oh man, like we're not gonna do nothing, man. If black or brown people, man, like if it was a foreign government that did this, it would be war. So
yeah, and technically, out of the people that were there, we don't even know if somebody was in there that was Russian or because trust me,
well, that's what. Did I have that conversation with you? I was like, we don't know what kind of foreign agents were in that mob.
Oh,
like we don't know.
Yep.
We don't know what they got that they haven't talked about or released, or that they don't even know they lost.